What happens when a Democrat presses a Republican official for straight answers on national security, foreign money, and corporate corruption? You get exactly what we saw today: stonewalling, evasion, and a clash that reveals far more than Rubio intended.
Representative Sherman. We all miss Jerry Conley, and I do not think that he would want us to be passive in our questioning here today. Mr. Chairman, it's our job to oversee the State Department. You can't do that by having think tank witnesses come before us. Our job isn't to oversee the think tanks. In 2023, we had 44 government witnesses. This year, we have our first, and I hope very much that we have all the, not only the secretary, but the undersecretaries and assistant secretaries so that we can really do our job. Secretary Rubio, in the 1970s, there was a powerful Middle East monarch who claimed to be a friend of the United States, may very well have been, claimed to be at least agreeable to Israel. And so in the 1970s, we transferred enormous, sophisticated weapons to him. In 1979, the Shah was deposed, and all those weapons were in the hands of the Ayatollah. Today, MBS wants a nuclear weapon. But he says what he wants is a nuclear cooperation agreement. Well, we have a nuclear cooperation agreement with the United Arab Emirates and Turkey and Morocco that all provide for a gold standard of safety. Can you assure us that you will not enter into a nuclear cooperation agreement with Saudi Arabia that does not have that same gold standard of security to make sure they're not building a nuclear weapon?
Well, first I will tell you that there has been no conversation about entering into one. For example, during the recent trip.
And can you? I've got limited time.
I can't. So here's the thing. I can
Sir,
tell you.
either give me a yes, give me a no.
Well, I'm going to give you my answer if you want my answer.
I want a yes
this is not
or
a
no.
game show.
Reclaiming my time.
Well, reclaim your time, but it's not a game show. I get to answer. These are complex questions. Let me answer.
Mr. Secretary, I'm reclaiming my time. The filibustering
means,
takes place in the Senate, not here.
I'm not filibustering. I'm trying to answer your question.
You're trying. Let's go on to the next question. With regard to Iran, can you assure us that you will continue sanctions on Iran until they verifiably agree to abandon all enrichment? That's a yes or no question.
No, it's not.
Well, can you give me a yes or no, or should I go on to the next question?
We believe that Iran should not be allowed to enrich uranium. Correct.
You believe that it should?
We believe that an acceptable deal with Iran is one in which they cannot enrich, because if they can enrich, they can weaponize.
I know why we don't want. I asked you, will we agree? Will we continue the sanctions until they verifiably agree to get rid of?
Oh, you have no worry about us. The worry was the previous administration. This administration has been.
Your refusal to give me an answer is loud and clear.
No, well, I'd like to answer
reclaiming my time. Mr. Chair, you told us about all these wonderful business deals that were announced in the Middle East. It's reminiscent of the first year of the first term of Donald Trump, where he announced a $10 billion investment by Foxconn in Wisconsin. It is still an empty field. I am sure that the only deals announced in the Middle East that will actually happen were the bribery deals, the $400 million plane and the $2 billion Abu Dhabi will put into the cryptocurrency sponsored by Mr. Trump. TikTok. Mr. Secretary, you led the effort to say that it shouldn't be controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. We passed a law with your help. That law requires that we ban TikTok now because all of the expiration dates have expired. But instead, we saw Chinese interests affiliated with TikTok transfer $300 million into the Trump coin, which is a pure gift. It's $300 million for nothing but monopoly money. And so there's a word in Mandarin for this. It's called bribery. And it raises the question that I'll ask you to respond to for the record, and that is there any statute this administration will not violate for a $300 million Chinese bribe? We next focus on USAID. Musk gutted it. He said no one died as a result. Do you agree that no one has died yet as a result of the chainsawing of USAID? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, the question is, has anyone what?
Has anyone in the world died because of what Elon Musk did?
Listen.
Yes or no, reclaiming my time. If you won't answer, that's a loud answer.
No one has died because of USAID.
Of the people who have died
That's
as a
lie.
result of cutting off the oxygen of a woman in Burma and denying HIV/AIDS treatment to those in Africa. They are dead now at the hands of Elon Musk and his co-conspirators.
Chair now recognizes Representative.
This exchange right here is exactly why congressional oversight has become one of the most chaotic, dysfunctional, and politically charged spaces in American governance today. What you just watched wasn't just a Democrat pressing a Republican official, it was Brad Sherman laying bare something deeper. The way certain Republican witnesses, especially those aligned with Trump world interests, try to sidestep accountability by turning every question into a performance, a dodge, a filibuster, or a semantic debate. Sherman understood exactly what was happening. Rubio didn't want to give straight answers, because straight answers come with responsibility. Saying yes or no on nuclear cooperation with Saudi Arabia? That ties him to a commitment. Admitting whether sanctions on Iran should continue? That ties him to a policy stance. Acknowledging the national security risks tied to TikTok and the bizarre $300 million crypto transfer? That ties him to a scandal. These questions aren't complicated, the consequences are. And what Sherman exposed, intentionally, is that the moment a question threatens to pin this administration down, Rubio pivots to theatrics. Suddenly it's not a question, suddenly it's not simple, suddenly it's something that must be talked around, stretched out, or framed as a hypothetical. Sherman's line, "The filibustering takes place in the Senate, not here," wasn't just a clapback. It was a reminder that House hearings are supposed to be about transparency, not obstruction. But the deeper issue is what's happening underneath it all. Sherman brings up Saudi Arabia wanting nuclear cooperation without the gold standard safeguards. That's not a small oversight. That's a national security time bomb. He points to Iran, sanctions, enrichment, and the real risk that policy inconsistency creates. Then he raises the Trump world business deals, the Foxconn scam in Wisconsin, the crypto schemes, the shadowy Middle East money, to highlight a pattern: big headlines, big promises, and absolutely no follow-through, except when it comes to funneling money into pockets. And when Sherman goes after Musk's role in gutting U.S. foreign aid infrastructure, he's making an even bigger point: that when billionaires with zero accountability are allowed to sabotage humanitarian systems, real people die. Lives in Burma, lives in Africa, lives that are not theoretical, not political, not abstract. Actual human beings who depended on programs dismantled by reckless decisions made by a man who answers to no voters and no oversight. This hearing wasn't just tense, it was instructive. It showed why oversight matters. It showed why Democrats must continue pressing for real accountability. And it showed the lengths some Republicans will go to avoid giving the public the truth. If you want more breakdowns like this, more clarity, more depth, more truth behind the noise, make sure you're subscribed to Left Lens. And share this video so more people can understand what's really happening inside these hearings, not just what the sound bites show. Let's keep digging, let's keep exposing what others ignore, and let's keep holding power accountable loudly.